I'm live. Welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. We are live. Really stoked. Anyone who joins in the chat, I'm going to bring the chat involved. I love this. Just some guys hanging out. I have a bunch of questions I'm going to ask them. And we're just going to go back and forth. You know, I got my shirt on, my Yount shirt. I got my adult beverage in hand, and I have some great friends with me. So let me bring them on. We're going to introduce them. I'm not even sure how. Yeah, I can see the chat. Okay, great. First guy that I was originally planning on coming on with. At some point, we've been trying to make this happen for so long. We have some famous lives together, just riffing back and forth, just having a blast talking about nonsense and baseball cards. And that's none other than Lou Rock TV. Welcome.
Happy holidays. Happy to be here. Happy to make this happen. Unfortunately, hopefully I can stay for a while because I got to work tomorrow, unfortunately. Perks of the job.
Got to do what you got to do. All right. Well, Lou, I'm super excited to have you. Let's get our next guest in. Our next guest, you know, this guy needs some more help. He's sub counts low. He's not on enough channels lately. You never see his face. And I've been on his channel so many times. I think he's been on Turn Back the Clock with me and Adam. But man, me and Greg Tex, we are friends, true friends, and I'm really excited to have him on. So none other than Greg Midlife. Welcome.
What's up, guys?
Midlife.
I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is super kickback, cruiser style. I got some really fun questions for you guys, and this is gonna touch like fun things about cards, all aspects, all kinds of different things. A question even my wife made up last night. So super stoked. And I'm also going to read the chat as well. Joe Pro, why don't you pop on? Because our other guest ain't here. And if they come on, we can just get you in here. So get in here.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you about. Yeah, I had some information on the other guests, but
okay.
I just texted to you. But it's good to have another Yankee fan. God, I'm always out.
Yeah. I know. They all hate us.
3 kind of Yankees fans here. Mike, we got Jayhawker Vintage in the chat. Welcome. I know we got a lot of competition. I think I just saw a blabbing about slabbing. You guys watch that show?
No, I catch it on repeats every once in a while. It's a good podcast, but just depends what mood you're in, like anything else. You know, they talk about, you know, it's not really what I'm into, but it's sports card content and they know what they're talking about. So I do listen.
Great. You don't listen.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. I just shared it out. I just shared out this live. I just shared that post. So hopefully some people see it who maybe know me. I didn't say I was going to be on because I don't know. It was like a secret kind of thing. So, but I said, hey, check it out. So
shoot, Greg, if he tweeted it, if he shared it, it's amongst the masses of Midlife Nation, the millions and millions.
Greg, does that make you feel weird? Let's bring our other guest in here first, and then you can answer that question. The next guest we have a fellow surfer and a friend of Jeremy's co-host and friend of Greg's. And Lou, I don't know if you've ever met this fellow face to face. Let's add him to the stage. Joe, welcome to the channel.
Shaka, what's up,
Lou?
Yeah.
Joe?
Now, I know Joe. I've been on Jeremy live stream, so we met through that, but not face to face at a show or a national, nothing like that.
What's up, Lou?
What's up, brother?
All right.
Thanks for coming in, Joe. I love that you were on the bench just waiting, warmed up.
Put me in. Put me in.
You're in, and the first question is going to go straight to Greg, and this is totally off the head. When you get, does it bother you at all that I introduce you like that, Lou Rock, and we talk about how many subscribers you have, and having all those people listen to you day after day? Does it go into your brain at all? Are you bothered by us? Like, yeah, because we're joking, but it's also true.
Nothing bothers me at all. I feel honored that enough people have subscribed to me for whatever reason. I know that there are a lot of great channels, and I know that there are a lot of channels that people don't subscribe to. So the fact that they subscribe to me, it means a lot to me. I will say though, with the large number of people who tend to see my stuff, it does bring in other riffraff too, which at times, like I did this video today that I spent so much time on about this collection, and oh man, I spent so much time on it.
It's a good
And
video.
this guy just left a comment a minute ago, like 30 minutes ago, and he's talking about, oh, how much you getting paid to do this? Like, I see that you get paid, you know, you've said that you have partners with this channel and this channel. How much do you actually make? And I'm just like, okay, how about you show me your W-2s and then we'll talk. Like, so I love the people who are like just fellow collectors and just can see my passion, and they're interested by what I have to say. But there are times where I'm just like, you know, it's just like, why is it? Well, if you don't like me, that's cool. I got a bunch of students in first period don't like me too, but they have to be there. You don't. So just leave me alone. If you don't like me, it's cool. So I'm honored by the number of people who check out the channel. I don't really understand why that many people do. I just don't, but I'm honored by it. So it doesn't,
awesome.
When you guys tease me, it's all good. I don't, that's all good.
Yeah, I think you know, if it's coming from us, it comes from you know, ball busting. It's like a term of endearment.
Yeah.
But you're getting to a point. I don't know how baseball collectors is like. I do this because I really enjoy the engagement, the interaction, the swapping of ideas, learning from each other. I truly enjoy that. Yeah. But every once in a while, I'll get, like you say, riffraffs in the comments, and it's truly just hate. They just hate on what you have. Like, they think everything's a flex. They don't understand that, you know, either you got a bonus or you've been saving or you did a trade. They just see the dope ass card that you put on the screen.
Yeah.
And it's like, even though, like, I've been doing this for a little bit, this is what I do now is pretty polished to what I used to do years ago. But I still just pretty much just hit record and just start talking.
Yeah.
But even with that, trying to come up with, like you, Greg, I don't know how you do it, coming up with topics, talking points, PowerPoints, that's work. I have a full-time job. I got 3 kids. This, even me just hitting record, is a lot of work. And people who come on there, it could get disheartening. That's why, you know, I just saw our boy Victor, rookie card specialist, talking about burnout. It gets, there's burnout because you put effort into this, because you want that interaction. But we don't always get the interaction we want or crave. So it takes a little bit, but you start to block out the ones, like, if I get something like that, sometimes I don't even engage. I used to when I had a little bit more piss and vinegar, but now I'm just like, whatever, bro.
Well, I mean, like, for me, yeah. For me, like, I would say I spend 20 to 25 hours a week on my channel. Legit.
Bro, you're jumping ahead, Greg. This is the question. This is the question.
Well, you okay. Well, you said we could also talk about anything, but I'm spending 20 to 25 hours a week on my channel. And if you saw how much money I get, if you took everything and you combined it, you know, you take a little bit of a partnership here, maybe a little bit there, you take my YouTube revenue here. Like last year, I legit did my taxes, like legit, you know, okay, I made money from this. I put all that in, and I came out as a loss from my channel, from all of the money I put in, from my flights to get to the National, from my hotel at the National, all this stuff. I lost money. So when people act like, oh yeah, you're just doing this for the money, I'm just like, if I'm doing this for the money, I'm a moron.
Well,
people,
and if you were, more power to you because you're doing it in the right way. It's a respectful. The way you're doing it to me is commendable. Okay, well there's a question in here that's going to directly tie into that. But let's get into this card business right now. I just want to ask some favorites. We'll bang a few out. What is your favorite type of Topps card? Or for you, Joe, it could be a prism card or anything. Do you like the non-refractor, or do you like the regular, paper style parallels? What parallel is your favorite? The refractors, shiny ones, or the regular base versions? Let's go backwards, Joe, and work our way around to Lou Rock.
So we're just talking paper versus foil?
Yeah, like a lot of guys collect, they only want only want the black parallels. They only collect the flagship. They don't want the refractors, the shiny stuff. And there's you kind of one or the other, in my opinion. You like it shiny or you don't like it shiny?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a paper guy at heart because I'm more vintage baseball than I am ultra modern basketball. But that's the dichotomy for me. It's like I'm either an ultra modern basketball where even there I kind of like flawless, and I like NT. I like a few things that aren't that shiny. So I'm gonna go paper, but it's more complex than you're making it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you want to elaborate a little more, but I see your collection and I see you as a paper collector, even though I don't know your collection like I know these other guys as much. But yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't really lived life if you haven't, got your nose in there on a T206 or something and kind of like smelled that age, that deep in it. And I just want to get back to Greg for just a second. If anyone hasn't seen The Godfather drop, that is one of the best YouTube content pieces I have seen in a long time. So I hope everybody, after they watch us, heads on over to Midlife Sports and checks out the Godfather, because that just has so much eye candy, and what a great story too. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'll pass the baton.
Well, I appreciate that, Joe. I put a lot of work into that one. I met with the representative, the godson in this case, 2 Saturdays for a couple hours each time. I tormented myself over how long to make it, because I was like, I don't want to not show stuff, but if you make it too long, people won't watch. So what's the sweet spot? And I finally just said, part of when they handed me the opportunity is they wanted to sort of have a time capsule of the collection that they could always go back and see. And so a big part of it for me was honoring the family's request to be able to see the whole collection. So I didn't show every single card, but I showed about 85 to 90% of the cards. I tried to go through it quick. I had it on 1.5 speed as I was flipping through them on some of those cards to try to show as much as I could. I wanted his voice. He didn't want to be on camera. So I wanted his voice to tell the story of how it all played out. And I'm really proud of it. It is long, so it's not getting as much love as it deserves. But, I kind of knew that going in. As far as your question, to me, I love the shiny. I love the shiny way more than I want to admit. I love the gold refractors are my favorite, and I love the red refractors are my second favorite. But gold refractors on the new chrome stuff, dude, they're legit. And when I didn't want to like them, but then I start getting a few, and the more I get them, I'm like, dude, this stuff is like crack. I love it more than I want to admit that I love it, but I also love that dull stuff that's been passed through so many hands and has those natural rounded corners where the card is almost an oval. I love that too. But I mean, if we're talking anything after 1993, if I could choose paper or refractor, it's absolutely refractor, and the first choice is gold.
I love it. Like, there is nothing like seeing when you hold a gold refractor up and you look at the edges and you see it looks thick and it looks like gold. It's so shiny. And if you've ever opened Modern and you have a gold parallel and you're about to get to it, it's pretty, like, your heart starts racing. It's it's this moment that's like so magical. I should have specified this is for the modern hobby, because, you know, we are vintage lovers, and I don't want you to think that you're putting a gold refractor above a vintage card. So I'll clarify the question. This is regarding modern cards. So yeah, I love that, Greg. Me and you, man, gold for life. Okay, Lou, what about you?
Well, I was going to say my favorite card is the one I own. I mean, you just changed the question on me. I was going to say I love my 49 Bowmans, the early Bowmans, 48. My Larry Doby, I love it. However, I'm 44 years old. I'm a kid of the 90s, and I fell in love with chrome and refractors. You know, Topps Finest was a very premium product. That stuff is just in my blood. So I was going to tell you, it depends on the era, but because I have Adrian Beltre's refractor rookie. If you're pigeonholing me, as long as it's a Hall of Fame rookie card, I could care less. Paper, refractor, but I really can't. There is no favorite. I like the air. I grew up a 90s kid, so I could see how people who were collecting prior to that will be more towards just base cardboard, which I love because you know my collection. But there's some about specifically 90 refractors. That was, I mean, the refractors of today are nice, but they don't compare to 90s refractors. 90s refractors was a different technology, different shine. They just gonna sound old. They just don't do it like they used to.
Joe, because you collect basketball, like Prism cards. I'm sure you have some too, Lou. How is the shine and the etching on the Prism refractors versus the 90s?
Folds, like if you look at a Jordan or a Kobe, the folds in the uniform has etching and refractorage. The Prisms of today, there's refractorage on the background and maybe the body itself, but like just the little details that you just don't see unless you're holding the card in your hand.
Ooh, power in the key. That's a big card.
Well, it's not that big, but it's an important card in the hobby because I think it's a little bit of what Lou Rock's talking about in terms of, you know, it's got a little more going on than just refractor. It's actually coming out. It's got like a Topo Mac vibe to it with like little details. Can't really pick them up here, but anyway, yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. But you know, Greg was talking gold. Let's talk some black. You know, the black finite, the black, you know, some of that Prism stuff that's coming out where you get that deep refractor, almost three-dimensional thing going on with the black disco. I love that stuff. I mean, that's like eye candy to me. But again, you know, I don't want to go down the road of manufactured scarcity, but when there's only one, there you go. Oh yeah,
96 upper deck.
Yeah, that thing was shiny. I remember you sharing that one. The different type of shine.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, it's just, you know, the beauty is we don't have to choose, right? We can have both.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but what fun is that you got it? Yeah, I feel like you got to kind of make a stand. Like my modern collection, I do collect like Independence Days and a few other things. The refractor thing I like to keep for the modern. Hold on, how do I do this? Oh, there we go.
Why are you making us pick, bro? Modern versus vintage? You're doing it again.
No, you're not picking modern versus vintage. I'm picking in my modern. I want refractor for the most part.
That's a black finite one of one right there.
Albeit baseball Prism and perhaps unlicensed. I love that card, Greg, and I know that's your former student, and but I mean,
but you know what else is awesome looking? That gold.
Yes,
right there.
Look at that, baby.
And you know what else is more awesome than that? You know it's better looking than the gold, Dylan.
Let's see it.
The super.
The supers
know.
are pretty sick. They have a unique look. I don't think they have that shine, but they have that unique look.
They got
Yeah,
those circles. They look like little CDs on there.
I got one right next to me. I'm looking at it.
Like the vinyl.
Yeah, that is like the vinyl. Yeah, I got one of those right there that was pulled from a pack. Bowman Chrome autograph super refractor. All right. Well, that was sick. Dude, I love that. I mean, yeah, we could spend 3 hours on that. All right, we're going to the next question, guys. What is your favorite subset or insert set of all time? Now, this is kind of an open book. You could kind of name anything. It could be within the set, like old school tops, like Turn Back the Clock, all-star set, or it could be a full insert set from the more modern stuff. Take it anywhere you want. And now let's go back. Lou Rock, you go first.
Man, I don't have it. I know you were trying to surprise us with the questions, but I want to show you the card. So
Go grab it. If you want me to go to Joe, you can go to Joe and you grab it.
I mean, everyone's going to know. The first one that sticks in my head where I was like, I traded like 50 cards for this one card. My buddy was not a collector, but everyone collected in our neighborhood. Everyone had baseball cards, but he was one of those. He went to the 7-Eleven and he just hit a monster in my eyes. He hit a monster. And when you flip the card around, it was 1 of 10,000. Low numbered serial number. It was a Donruss Elite Mark McGwire. Donruss Elite, to me, I fell in love with Donruss Elite after that. And I was telling my buddy's like, oh no. And I told him I'll trade him 50 cards. And he's like, you gonna trade me 50 cards for that one? I'm like, yes. And he did it. It's still one of my favorite trades of all time. I think we were like in 7th or 8th grade. And yeah. You got Donruss Elite?
Yeah, I got Donruss Elite. Dude, that's you're so right. It's like one of the greatest subset in the history of.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the super fractor almost kind of style.
Yeah. What's the number on that one? That was the
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000.
Yeah,
I got the year after that. What was that? 93?
Oh, you got the 93.
Yeah, the 93. That was the card I was talking about specifically. It was McGwire. It's like a silver.
93 is insane. I have one up there. Yeah, that's like, I think that's my favorite.
Yeah, 93 was dope. That was my favorite, and it was 1 out of 10,000. I've never seen that on a card before. I'm like, there's this number to 10, and there's only 10,000. So I was breaking it down like there's 50 states. There's only a couple thousand in each state, and that's my little 7th, 8th grade mind thinking like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this card. So I was like, what do you want, bro? He was a Braves fan. I was throwing Dave Justice in there, just overwhelming him with cardboard. And I'm going cheap. So that was my favorite set that I fell in love with first. And then Topps Black Gold. Black Gold was, to me, I got the whole set.
92?
Yeah, 93. I want to say 93.
93
Topps Black Gold was the first one I remember. And they've redone it in newer product. But when I first saw that, I hit a Terry Pendleton out of a pack. And yeah, Topps Black Gold was one of the dopest sets ever. I got that somewhere. I'll look for it and bring it out. But that's like the only set I've ever completed. I got the set, and I should put that in an album in like a Z Folio. It would look good. But
boy, how big is that set? It's the whole set, right?
Like 50, like 50 cards. It has like Frank Thomas. It has all the legends. Thomas, Griffey, had Terry Pendleton.
Because in my mind, I think I'm picturing the winner's cards that you sent away for. Even great.
Yeah.
I think you and Mike talked about it one time on your show.
Yeah.
You redeemed for it. That's in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
You have the one that's your
I got the card too. If you go to the next one, I'll go look for it.
Okay. All right. Hey, let me get to the chat real fast. I love other people's favorites. So in the chat or in the comments, if you're watching this later, those are like my favorite things to read. Like if you answer these questions in the chat, I love it. So we got Mookie's talking about the 1959 Topps combo cards, Destruction Crew. I wouldn't have really considered that a subset, but I guess you're right. It kind of is. That's a pretty sick card, and I got that thing right there. Jayhawker Mike, 1958 Topps All-Star subset and the 83 Topps Super Veterans. Trying to picture the Super Veterans cards. 53s, pretty insane. And then we got Nilsson with the Precious Metal Gems. Oh, he's a Precious Metal Gems guy. All right, fair enough. I've never been a big fan of those. I'm still not. I just don't. I don't see it. All right, Greg, are you ready, or you want to go, Joe?
No, go ahead, Joe. I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna find something real quick.
All right. I was when Lou Rock was talking about, you know, the 90s stuff, I grabbed this as well. This is not a subset or a parallel even. It's just a base card, but I think this might be the best base card out there. But anyway, that's not what you asked.
Well, it kind of is.
That's the 97 Metal Universe base card, Jordan. Beautiful card, and you know, it's hard to mess with the PMG. This is a tough question. I'm not a Kabumi guy. I'm not a, you know, downtown. I do of that ilk. I like Color Blast, but even that, you know, it's like I've got a McCaffrey Color Blast that I like, but I'd have to go into the late 90s basketball realm. I'd probably go with Playmakers Theater or Raise the Roof or Noise Boys or something in that genre, right around 97, 98. Obviously PMG, but that almost doesn't feel fair, right? Like, are we allowed to choose PMG?
Yeah. I mean, why not? It's a parallel of the set, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a subset. I think it's a subset. Yeah,
You can choose anything you want on this show. Yeah, I don't even know. Is PMG a subset? Is it a parallel of the base card, or is it a complete subset? I have no idea. I don't really find them that attractive, so I've never looked at one.
I think it actually might be a parallel. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I believe this is the image that we see with Jordan. So
okay,
anyway,
yeah.
I'm gonna go with Playmakers Theater.
Do you have a Playmakers Theater card to share? Because I can't picture that in my head. I'm sure I've seen it from the 90s.
I wish I did, my friend. I do not. So, you know, I gotta. They are not cheap. They are not cheap. Lou Rock might have one. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, we're talking basketball. This is my favorite insert set for basketball. Natural Born Thriller.
Boom.
Natural Born Thriller is my favorite. And of course, I had the Jordan. And then this is my second. Talk about shine.
Yeah, that one's sick. I like that one.
But I had to get it because anything with Jordan in 45, I had to get. So
I would, if I'm talking basketball, Beam Team all the way.
Beam Team is a sick
Beam
one.
Team is like that's like the Donruss Elite. They have that look to them.
Yeah,
super sick. All right, Greg, you got one.
Well, Mike stole one of mine. The 58 Topps All-Star Baseball. There's something special about that set with the red and the blue backgrounds with the stars. Like that, when you asked the question, that was the first thing that popped into my head is that All-Star set in 58.
Do you have a card from that set? Because
I had a bunch. I had several, and I was starting to build that subset. I was going to like just do the whole thing. And then I was just like, I was going in too many directions. I had to start trimming some stuff. And so that was a casualty, but I like it.
You got rid of all of them.
All of them. I had several. Yeah.
I know you were going for the set. I just figured you would hang on to one. Just like, even if, I mean, what'd be cool to hang on to two? A national.
They're cheap.
American
The
League,
part of it is they're easy to find.
Yeah, they are.
Because a lot of them were double and triple printed. Like the Mantle was a triple print.
Yeah.
And they're cheap. So it's like, I was like, I can come back and do these anytime I want. So I'm not going to use my capital on this right now. So I was going to say that. And then, you know, a lot of people talk about the 93 finest refractors and like, they're cool. And I liked them. And then I actually went to a show and I started looking at some in my hand and I'm like, these things are incredible.
Fire.
And they're unbelievable. And I put it. I was the second. In fact, here's a crazy story.
Oh yeah, the Clemens, right?
Well, no. So I wanted a Clemens. I almost bought a Clemens about a month ago at a card show. I ended up not. I've been beating myself up ever since. I bid on a Bonds the other day, and this is crazy. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. I actually bid through Gixxon, so I used Gixxon to snipe. My Gixxon price was higher than the final sale price.
Oh wow!
Because it
messed up.
didn't hit the level, you know how they jump, like you have to go up like $5 or $10 when you get to a certain point.
Oh.
My bid was above, but it wasn't enough for the next increment. So I had in my Gixxon, I took like a photo of it because I was like, this is crazy. I actually bid more than it sold for, but the bid through Gixxon didn't go through because it wasn't the next increment above.
I didn't know that.
Dude, I've never once, because I've never once thought of that situation, because I've hit the button and been like, huh, I swear I got that in, but I always do at last second I hit the button. And so I just assumed, I was just like in the middle of the last seconds when I hit the bid button. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And I've lost ones that I'm like, huh, I bid higher than that. But now that I think about it, they were all really like within $1 or $2 of them. So
even though I bid more than it sold for, my bid didn't register. So the 93 finest refractors, as soon as you actually look those over in your hand, those things are sick. So I need a few of those. I don't need like one. I need like 3 or 4 of those. The Griffey is the big one, and then the Nolan Ryan's crazy expensive too. So I will never get the Griffey or the Nolan Ryan, but there's a few other guys I'd like to get one of. And this one's going to catch you off guard, Dylan. I know you were not going to expect to hear this, but in the 80s, Topps made a bunch of non-sport sets. And when they made those non-sport sets, in most of them, in each pack, you'd get like 10 cards plus a sticker.
Oh, yeah.
And in all of those, the stickers are awesome. The stickers are better than the cards. And so I pulled a couple because I've been working on getting a run from the Goonies set, which is like the best movie ever.
And
the stickers from the Goonies set are freaking awesome. And they're freaking awesome stickers. And last month, where did I put it? I got Mouth autoed.
Oh, that's sick.
Corey Feldman autoed.
I saw you got that on your channel.
Yeah, and so I love the sticker inserts from those non-sport sets. It doesn't matter if it's Star Wars or if it's Ghostbusters or if it's Goonies or whatever. Those sticker inserts in those 80s non-sport sets are some of the coolest cards.
Yeah, dude, I agree 100%. Those stickers are like next level. I'm trying to find. God, I got one right here.
But are we really calling like subsets like of a whole Topps release, like the 58 All-Stars, or let's say one of my favorites, the 1970 All-Stars with Reggie Jackson breaking through the newspaper? Those in my mind aren't subsets. They're part of the main set.
But
Joe, Dylan said there are no rules. So get off my lawn, Joe.
Yeah. This isn't a deep thought, like gotta have Chris Hode's rules for this collection.
Joe's always third, fourth level thinking. Yeah. Just leave us alone.
Yeah. This is like, dude.
I'm breaking down.
And subset all-stars, yeah, they're subsets. Oh, come on. And dude, ET sticker.
Oh yeah.
And this is from Caesar Pepino Man. Greg, I have a sticker in a frame up there of Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And then I have a Jaws sticker on my wall. This isn't it, but one that I pulled that has the same image without the girl.
So I'm on this kick right now. I haven't shown this yet. I'll show you guys. I haven't shown this on my channel yet. This is fresh off this showed up yesterday.
Yes.
This is a sneak peek.
This is Data.
Wow.
He autoed that card.
That's dope.
And I'm trying to get the whole crew, and I have now 3 of them. And I've been looking for a lot of these from all the different movies. And you and I, Dylan, have talked about this many times, that E.T. is the scariest movie in the history of movies. Like,
Dude, I heard you say that the other day. I was like,
bro, legit. I need therapy from that movie. Okay.
Legit.
Well, they had a set from that year for E.T. And on eBay right now, I've been tempted. I haven't pulled the trigger. I'm probably not going to. So if anybody's hearing this, knock yourself out. But Elliot, the little kid, the little boy, there's an Elliot card signed by the actor on eBay right now, and it's only like $130 or $140 or something. No. And I'm like,
hold on,
dude,
I'm buying it right now.
Yeah, check it out, dude.
What year was it? 84?
Just type in E.T. Elliot Auto PSA. It's already PSA slabbed.
PSA DNA, baby.
I thought we were speaking the same language, and then something happened, and I don't know.
Glorious cardboard happened, dude.
Joe, don't turn around. There's a shark behind you.
Well, I was just mentioning in the chat that I feel like this is my Blackbeard moment. You know, my Alan Gittner Blackbeard moment, where I'm being forced to walk the plank.
Is this it right here?
Yeah, dude.
No,
this is him drunk.
What do you mean?
He's drunk in this scene. This is the scene of the greatest. This is the greatest scene in the movie, is when E.T. gets drunk. I pulled that card from a pack, and that's him at school drunk because E.T.'s drunk because they're connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes that card even more sick because that's my favorite card.
I totally forgot. I haven't seen E.T. in years.
Dude.
Yeah, Henry Thomas. Mookie's got it.
Okay, I'm making an offer right now.
There you go, dude. I mean, that's a sweet card. It's got a slight diamond cut.
I don't care about
that's the main reason I didn't buy it, is because the diamond cut is gonna beat me up.
The 80s card, of course, gonna have some character to it. It's gonna have character, a little diamond cut. Come on.
Now that's a conversation. Okay, Greg. If you
just twist your head like this,
if you're genuinely thinking of those ET cards and these Goonie cards.
Yeah.
And you're looking for one that's autographed. If it isn't centered, that means you have a centering disease like me, or B, and I think it's B, you think that a better centered looking Goonies card sign is going to be worth more than an off-centered Goonies card sign? What's the deal? Tell me the deal.
It's not about value. These are this card. This card you can throw in the casket. That card's not going anywhere. He won an Emmy Award last year, by the way. Or an Academy Award. It's about, there are certain things that hurt my brain, and there's certain things that I can't not see. And one of the things I can't not see is a fairly severe diamond cut. I can't unsee it. I see the card, and that's all I see, and it just makes me bonkers. So if it's a slight diamond cut, I can live with it. But that one's probably like 10%, 8% diamond cut. It's enough. I can't do it.
Dude, diamond cuts are the absolute worst. It says Elliot right there on this thing.
I know, dude. Bro, I know.
You're gonna be so jealous when that thing's sitting in my house.
Making life
I'm gonna be pissed, but I'm gonna be happy for you.
Oh,
that is gonna be so hard for you, bro. I mean, you're looking at an autograph. It's already a rare enough item because you're looking for that specific card, or just a card in general signed by the actor. How many did he sign? And then you're not gonna get it because of the diamond cut. Oof, that's Dylan has crossed that bridge.
I get it, but I'm going backwards on that, and that'll come up. But Greg, this is on my desk right now, just so you know. I don't know if you know this, but the Goonies cards was most likely, when I did my Genesis video like 3 years ago, I believe that Goonies was the very first cards I ever collected in my whole life, ever held in my hand. I was pulling them from the vending machines, and I'm guessing I was 5 years old, and I was at a Lamppost Pizza after my first T-ball game, and I think that's what they had in the thing. And then I was introduced to baseball cards after that. And Goonies, not only is it like the greatest movie ever, but some of the cards are like this one, the one when they're in front of the pianos.
Yeah.
Insane. And I made this whole set when I was a kid from the vending machines. I created the entire set with my buddy. So
the first cards I ever bought was, I think it was in '85. They had these Olympic cards that Topps made, and they had old Olympians all the way through.
Yep.
And the more famous card in that set is the Cassius Clay card. And but they had Jesse Owens, all that stuff. But those Olympic cards, I'm pretty sure they were '85. I think they were the year after the Olympics. And I bought a bunch of those, bunch of them. I actually bought those before I bought my Garbage Pail Kids.
I was gonna say the only non-sport I collected was Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah,
they were everywhere.
I got a bunch of those still. I still have my childhood Garbage Pail Kid collection.
I don't know what. I think my mom sold them in a yard sale when I she was cleaning out. Luckily, she didn't touch my baseball cards, but.
Well, I have one of those U.S. Olympic cards you're talking about, Greg. Was Duke Hanamoku in that set?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I have. Obviously, I have that. Garbage Pail Kids, man. Dude, so my parents never gave me rules in anything in life, but I went to a Christian school, and they embedded in me that I was going to go to hell all the time. So I was like very aware of like doing the right thing at all times. So I had nothing to do with Garbage Pail Kids on my own accord, because I thought they were like evil and terrible and I was going to go to hell because if I had Garbage Pail Kids. So I never, ever collected Garbage Pail Kids, and neither did my neighbors around me either. And I think their parents probably wouldn't let them, but they're pretty freaking nuts, those things.
Yeah. For the record, this is why I love you, Dylan. 42 minutes in, you've asked 2 questions.
Are we that far in already?
Off topic.
All right, next question.
Okay. All right, this is from my wife, okay? This will be, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this.
So this is a good question.
This is a good question. So my wife, the only time she's ever been interested in like YouTube was the other day because there's all this drama going on. So I asked her, hey, you got any good questions? She goes, and then Brent made a video, and other guys have made videos about like how the drama, it's annoying and it's not what they're into. And I get it. But the question my wife came up with is, do you find the drama in the YouTube world fun at times? And to me, I'll answer it first real quick to give you guys, I feel I absolutely do find it fun at times. And I don't like talking about it that much myself on most of the things, but I definitely enjoy listening to others talk about it. So I have absolutely been entertained by all of what's been going on and listened to every word. And I did put 2 cents in on a few things, but I really do enjoy listening to it. It's like my daily news fix, and my wife loves those OC Housewives, and I watch them with her sometimes too, and they're entertaining as all can be. So that's the question. Do you guys find the drama in YouTube world fun at times? Joe, you go first. You're always in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, fun isn't maybe the word I would use. I think I get pulled into it like a strong undertow from time to time. And it is interesting to see people's responses. I think if you can have some detachment from it, but sometimes it gets personal, and it's hard to have that detachment. So like many things, it sort of depends on how close it's hitting to my world. But I mean, I watch it and I do sort of compulsively follow it. So I guess at that level, it's interesting to me, from a human standpoint. And I'm not quite sure I can go fun though, because there's been some stuff that hasn't been so fun, but I do find it interesting.
All right, well said. Yeah, some deep thoughts. That's what I like. I like this. I'm all spitting about OC Housewives, and you're like, that makes a lot of sense. All right, Greg, what do you got for us? You're gonna make this deep too. feel it.
No, when it gets serious, like serious, then it's no longer fun. But like, I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, Ty from Chasing Cardboard had that whole drama controversy about the Rock autograph.
Yeah, that
You
was
remember
sick.
that? And Sports Card Radio at that time was just like they were just roaring. I mean, that was when they were like at their peak of everything. And they turned that into like the OJ Simpson trial. Like they were like all in on that.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was like this not very serious thing that they turned into this like huge thing, I thought that was hilarious. How they were taking this nothing burger and turning it into the biggest story ever. Like that was hilarious. But some of the stuff like recently, like, you know, Patrick Ryan's going through I think he's probably going through some real stuff. We're talking about some real potential crimes that people are potentially admitting some things to, and you know, even Probstein and the trouble he could potentially find himself in. Like that's like real stuff, and that makes me like queasy. So when it gets real, I'm out. But when there's some little thing that people try to blow up almost in like a satire, like that I think is fun and funny.
All right, well said. Well said. Lou, what about you?
Yeah. Fun isn't the word. I always find it entertaining. I love psychology. I love people watching. No matter what environment, people going to do what people do. You know, people call it, very high school, you know, clicky. People, mob mentality. Mob mentality is a real thing. And it's entertaining maybe the first 3 days, 4 days. But, I mean, to beat a dead horse week after week, people just becoming very TMZ-ish, getting personal attacks. People's reputations are getting ruined. People, without even having all the facts, I mean, you could tell people are just, it's like a bad game of telephone. People are doing videos and talking on a subject that they didn't even watch the original video. They watched someone else's video who did a video, who watched another person's video, and they're reporting off of that video. And it's like, that's not really what he said. And they're like, and I quote, I'm like, you're quoting the guy who quoted and misquoted, you know? So it gets it's entertaining at first, but it's like, okay, guys, let's move on. Let's do something else. It just gets old quick, you know, like high school stuff, clicky, mob mentality. Yeah. If something pops up now, I don't even bother with it, because it's like, how many times are you going to say the same thing, you know? And I'll give credit to, I'll say it, Dr. Beckett. He's been taking his lumps, but he's going on every live stream, every interview. He's not dodging it, because he knows his reputation is taking a hit. And before all this, you know, I think everyone could agree he was a very respected figure in the hobby. So he's fighting tooth and nail to right you know, his mistakes, and that's what it was. It was a mistake. But yeah, it just gets irritating after a while. It's like, how many times we're going to talk about the same thing? So it's a lot of I know negative sells, and there's a couple channels that they like the TMZ type satire, but it's cool in the first couple days because it's new and you want to know, but it just gets old after the misrepresentations, the misreporting, the bad info, and it's just like, it just gets old after that.
Well, I'm going to tell my wife, it isn't fun. Nobody ever, it was a bad way to put it. Don't put it like that. I mean, I agree with everything you guys said. It to me, it is definitely entertaining at times. And then sometimes it's like, all right. And then they just turn it off and I just stop listening. It is what it is, but it's always fun to hear everybody's takes on it. I definitely do find entertainment in a lot of it. I definitely do not find entertainment when someone does something, you know, that makes themselves look terrible, and they aren't terrible people, I don't like when people step in it. That's not the entertainment I'm looking for. But also hearing people talk about it can definitely be entertaining. So I'll stand by. There's some entertainment value that I get out of it, and it keeps me working. Sometimes I listen, but with that same mouth, I could say like, I don't care. It's not going to affect my collection in any way, shape, or form. Any of it, pretty much, almost never, because I just make up my own decisions. All right, so let's forget about the drama and let's move on to another question. You guys still got you got a little more time?
Okay. Let's go.
Next question. What is your top 2 favorite sets from, I picked 2 because one's impossible. 1981 to 1989. And within those sets, what are your 2 favorite cards from that set? I have a lot of ideas on
what were the years? 81 to what?
81 to 89.
Okay. Oh.
So basically when they started, producing Fleer, Donruss, and everybody, and then I wanted to stop it before 1990.
Piece of cake.
So, who is ready?
Yeah.
Who's ready?
I'm ready.
Go.
That's easy, man. 86 tops traded.
Tops traded.
Bo Jackson and Jose Canseco. I love 86 tops. 86 tops design. That's why I like 64 tops. It kind of mirrors. And 89 Upper Deck. Griffey and Gary Sheffield. They were when Upper Deck was coming out and trying to figure out who's going to be number 1. Was it going to be Chef, which wasn't a bad choice? I mean, guy finished with 500 home runs. Or Griffey. Of course, they went with the kid and the legacy and the genetics and the bloodline. They made the right choice. But those 2, 86 tops and 89 Upper Deck are my top 2.
I mean the 80s, the update, the ones that come in set form, I just can't. I just have when I was a kid, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I didn't like that you could just buy the set and here's all your cards. I know you could do that with the base cards too, but you literally physically couldn't buy the traded sets in packs. So you didn't even have that option. And as a kid, I could never touch those cards in the traded sets because they were more expensive than the card, because I would have gone individual cards and I couldn't.
Yeah, I bought the singles.
I'm not going to buy the whole set.
Yeah. LCS, or also that was the greatest thing as a kid. I'm like, man, I don't want to dragging my feet. I don't want to go shopping, going to the mall, and then miraculously there's a card show in the mall. I'm like, what is this?
Greatest card shows in the whole world are at the mall, or were at the mall. Period. I know what set Greg's going to go for. All right, good choices, Lou, even though I disagree with both of them.
You have no idea what I'm going to go with.
89 Upper Deck,
all right.
bro.
I got one idea.
Okay.
89 Upper Deck was the greatest.
What am I going to pick, Dylan?
87 tops.
84 Fleer update because of the Roger Clemens card.
That's a good card, but that's not one of my picks. I already wrote it down.
Okay.
So I'm not switching it. It's hard. It was hard for me to not pick the 84 Donruss. I mean, that set has some of the best. Yeah, the 80. Are you serious?
No, I know you and Brent. I just okay.
The Darryl Strawberry picture, the Tony Gwynn picture, the Don Mattingly picture. 84 Donruss set is phenomenal, but it's not one of the 2 I'm picking. There will always be. So I love the rated rookie logo. The rated rookie is like my entire childhood wrapped into one image. It's the rated rookie logo. 86 Donruss, 87 Donruss, rated rookie is where it's at. And the card that will always be super special to me. In fact, I should grab mine right here.
Yeah, you should.
Is my 86. I'll grab it. My 86 Donruss Canseco. Love that card. Absolutely love the card. The little mustache, like everything. I'll grab mine in a second. The other card from 86 Donruss is the McGriff. Like, I love the rated rookie. Those 2 cards are awesome type pictures of those guys who were just studs in my childhood. Love the 86 Donruss. The other one I'm going with, actually, and this is tough to not pick the 84 Donruss, is the 84 Tops. There you go. The 84 Tops is like, for me, it's next level. The Mattingly And believe it or not, the other one that I love from that set, again, because it's peak nostalgia, is the Strawberry. 84 Tops, Don Mattingly and Darryl Strawberry. Those two cards were huge cards as a kid. Huge. And I needed those. And those are big cards. So those are my two picks. I'm going to go grab some cards while Joe starts talking. I'll come back and show him.
Canseco, anything was
86 Donruss Canseco has to be like, from my childhood, the greatest card in existence. It crushes the 89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. Doesn't even come close. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It was a great card, but 89 Upper Deck, man. $1 a pack, bro. $1 a pack. You know how many dishes I was doing?
When I was a kid. 3 packs.
Oh man, bro. I was doing chores overtime trying to get packs.
Gosh. All right, Joe, what do you got?
So I'm a little older than you guys. And, you know, if this question had been asked for the 70s, I would have had a lot more clarity. That's a very nice card.
Sick. Autoed.
And
of course,
you know, it's funny that you put the threshold at 81, because if you'd put it at 80, I'd have had an easy answer with the rookie card.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put it at 80.
But you didn't, so I'm gonna have to find the next best Hindu, which would be, in my estimation, the 1982 Ricky Henderson, where he's leading off the base. Yeah. And that's not an easy card. If you want to find that in a 10, good luck. But I don't need it in a 10. I think I got it in like a 7 or something somewhere. And then I'm torn between two of the greatest hitters of all time. One was featured in a card that I really liked from 1983, and his name would be one Tony Gwynn.
The butt card? Chris is in the chat. I mean, you don't know Chris, like we know Chris, but
the butt card, bro. Come on.
Oh, is that okay?
But I think I'm gonna go with the 1986 update of Fleer. Sorry, Dylan. Fleer of the Barry Bonds. I really like that card. I just think there's almost some symmetry there with
Skinny Barry. Skinny Barry.
Yeah. Blue border.
Skinny Barry. That's so crazy. He looks so different.
1986 Michael Jordan. You may have heard Fleer put out a card for him. It was a very important card in the sports card hobby. And I think the traded there, or the update of the Bonds, you know, with that Fleer look, I think it's a beautiful card. And I'm a Bonds guy. Get him in the hall.
Yeah, so I went after the wrong 86 Fleer. I should have gone with the Jordan 86 Fleer, not the Bonds.
Dude,
I got two of those.
All of us would be. It's so weird, right? We all have you could have a stack of Barry Bond 86 rookies, the rookies, and they're worth like $2 each. And then we could add also, if you're a basketball player, you could have a stack of Michael Jordans. Like, oh, we were in the wrong sport back then. Jeez. All right, good choices.
I got a stack of Stan Bowies if you want them.
Hey, I've got an announcement. If you're listening and you're not watching live, somebody popped in the chat, popped on the show, and I want everybody to know the first time this gentleman ever went and showed his face in the history of YouTube,
we brought him to you,
was on, I don't know, mine or Adam's channel, but it was on Turn Back Clock, and me and Lou Rock were on the show drinking after hours. It was
like late night.
We went Mike popped in. So Mike Petty is here in the flesh. What up, Mike? You.
Hello, boys. Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Thanksgiving.
You.
Good to see you. And I'm still. How you doing there, Huckle Buck? Good to see you, Joe.
What's up, Beaver Feet?
And Lou and Greg, my buddies.
Yeah, brother.
What are you talking about? 86 Fleer?
Okay, well, Petty, same question. We'll ask it for you, and then I'm up after you.
Okay. Too modern for him. It's too modern for him, bro.
I like modern.
He's got this. Yeah, this isn't too
believe
modern.
me, I just don't have any right now, but I collected.
nothing shiny in this era. What is your top 2 favorite sets from 1981 to 1989, and what are your 2 favorite cards from that set? Each set.
I mean, 89 Upper Deck.
Thank you.
I mean, that was the chase cards.
Yes.
We didn't realize they were going to print 98 million Griffey cards and sheets and sheets of them up until 1995.
Yep.
So I mean, but that was a revolutionary card back then.
Yes.
So that, of course, I mean, and then the 86 Fleer basketball, believe it or not, with the Jordan, we liked that. Me and my friends, we were buying cases. In fact, we would laugh because we would open up all these cases back then, and we would collate sets. So we would take like the box. We would, we would count, 5 packs down on the left hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull the pack out. Boom, Michael Jordan. So we were trying to hit Jordan, and we knew exactly where it was in
Figure out the
every
correlation.
box. Yeah,
Figure out the
and there was
correlation.
generally 1, sometimes 2 in every box.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we didn't think too much about it. Also, the stars. I remember being in like the Star Club, so I did that for a few years.
They're still printing star cards.
Yeah. But yeah, so I did that. Those are probably that I remember the most. And of course, there was the fuckface card, which was one of my favorite. Where did Joe go?
He's going to feed the shark.
Oh, okay. There he is. Aye.
As we get up towards our 60s, Mike, certain things happen that we have.
You're not that old.
I am indeed.
Come on, are you really?
Still surfing.
Oh, you look good, man.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Dylan, how's your surfing doing?
I'm getting back out there. Just
Fantastic.
doing about an hour
Well,
a day.
that's like you guys surfing is like me walking. I'm just trying to walk every day because once you stop, you feel like you're a little closer to the end. So you got to keep getting out there and doing what makes you happy.
Petty, I wanted to get on you because you were not receiving the love from the Greg Miller panel for your what was that, a Wagner? Did you have a Wagner that you picked up?
Oh, the I don't know which one it was. Was either the M116, the ones I got stuck with in the show bit?
He doesn't know what Wagner it was.
Oh, I got 2 of them on the show bit. I got stuck with them.
Fucking guy.
One of them was the Morehouse baking. So I really like those, and the other one was the M116.
Dylan got it. Did you get it?
Boy, Tony's in the chat.
115.
That's a good deal, dude.
Sorry, Petty.
What did you get?
I
No,
just want it. I want an E.T. Harry
Elliot.
Thomas, the guy who plays Elliot, autograph when he's drunk.
You missed it. We went off topic. Start talking ET. Start talking ET, baby.
Dude, it's great to be on. It's great to be on with Dylan and Lou, because
We popped your cherry.
it really did. I mean, I was in the chat for over 5 years, 6 years. I mean, I've been on YouTube for 20 years, probably, truth be told, and not so much in the card community, but people couldn't get me involved. It took Orlando like a year to get me set up to try to go on, and who am I going to go on with, and what am I going to do. And I just always loved Dylan for his enthusiasm, and Lou for just, I mean, how could you not love Lou? Just
I appreciate it.
yeah. And so I felt most comfortable with you guys, and I came out on fire that night. I'll never forget.
I was watching
Yeah,
that
you
live
did.
that night. I was watching that.
Bro, you've been on fire.
Adam
ever
went to
since.
bed, and
Yeah.
and we were
Right.
like, and then he came on, and we're like texting Adam like, dude, you have no idea what you just missed. Petty was
look.
shot out of a cannon.
And I want to thank, so you 4 guys, not Joe, not so much Joe, because he doesn't have too much to say within our group, or what Jeremy Lee does, but you guys have supported me through thick and thin. And, I say some real stupid shit. And now that you guys have gotten to know me a little bit and known my character somewhat, when you're trying to be funny and also trying to educate and just you have a love for the hobby and for people in general, and you're just trying to help people, I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth, 3 or 4 times out of 10. But that one, if you just stick with me, you have to admit, like 1 times out of 10, I'm really gonna be funny.
Absolutely.
Something's gonna stick.
Something's gonna stick, like the show scene. I mean, like the nicknames. I love
Yeah,
nicknames. I don't know what it is, but me and my
me
friends have been
too.
given nicknames forever. I've been providing nicknames to Sports Card Radio for 15 years, believe it or not. For all their scam artists and stuff. But I love the hobby. I love the cards. And since you guys had me on and getting to know people, I really just I love you. I mean, I hate to say it on Thanksgiving Eve here, but that's the reason I'm here. I love you guys really.
Oh,
I
oh,
think I mean, other than Joe, I didn't text him because he ignores me. He doesn't like me. I call him Hucklebuck, and he chapters me. So that's okay, but I'll win him over at some point.
don't. Hey, how much have you? Tony's in the chat. How much you been sipping on that bourbon? You all
Dude,
in your feels, bro? You're in your
I was
feels today.
I was on Sports Card Professor there for an hour and a half dealing with those guys tonight. With Orlando was there. They had that medic MD guy, the guy.
Well, we're lucky,
he was.
we're lucky out here in California. We're on California time, right? It's early. It's early.
Yeah, poor Lou. He's already got it at 10 o'clock tonight,
Dude, they're
and
all
Greg's got his wife out of town, so he's on vacation.
She's back now.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she came home last night.
Damn, that's too bad.
No, I gotta wake up at 4:45 for. I gotta work Thanksgiving. So. That's
Oh my gosh, Lou.
it is
Well,
what it is.
Dylan, you got another question? You got.
Dude, I got another question for you guys. Are you guys ready for another question?
Yeah.
That's like
sir.
10 minutes ago.
Question
well-
number 4 we're on.
Okay, question number 4. I got 2 questions here. I'm trying to figure out what one to give you guys. I'm gonna
Give us
give
the
you
good
guys-
one.
All right, this is going to be a good one. I think it's important. This is like a relative topic, and I already Petty made a comment the other day. He brought my name up and on I don't even remember how many shows he's on. A show every day. Brought my name up, and I was like, yeah. Every time you hear your name, you're like, yeah. As long as you're like, yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. So I appreciated this. Well, Lou said something to me in a chat, or it was on a live, or it was somewhere. Lou, you could take my words out of this. Other people have said this too, besides you. This is something I think needs to be touched on. I'm going to read it as I wrote it, but it doesn't mean Lou actually said these words, but other people have said things like this. Lou, you said to me in a video or in a chat or somewhere else that it's a slippery slope that lower graded, good looking cards are selling for sometimes 2 grades higher than they normally sell for. What I want to know is, why do you feel like it's a slippery slope, or why others feel like it's a slippery slope? So I'm going to answer my question real quick so it kind of clarifies the question too. I don't see this as a slippery slope whatsoever. People are starting to lose their mind seeing 4s sell for the same prices as a low comped 7. It's happening now. It's legit happening. A great looking gold label 4 can sell for a ugly 7 now. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that are hitting back and saying, and I think you're one of them that was saying this or what have you. You can clarify in a minute. The slippery slope, they kind of say it's a slippery slope. And to me, I go, why is it a slippery slope? Those 7 prices are made up by the market. They're made up by individuals just buying cards just because that's what we were told, or that's what our brain has come to the conclusion that a 7 is worth this, an 8 is worth this. To me, I liken it to just buying a stock that has been kicked in the pants years over years over years, and all of a sudden people buy it because of the future potential, and they buy it other guys are going, that's not worth that. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing that? Well, they're doing it, and then why I was doing it, buying those low grade cards, besides the fact that they look better and they are better, and you can't complain about a good looking card. You can't talk dirty about a good looking card because they're so good looking.
Yeah.
To me, I don't understand the argument that it's a slippery slope because all of a sudden the number means nothing. That's kind of the argument. The number has only meant something because the market has kind of told us that. Well, the market's changing. The collectors' minds are changing, and that's how collecting has changed a lot over years. Collecting changes drastically in slow ways. If we see it or not happening, things do change drastically in slow ways. And to me, this is the future, and that's where I want to go. Where do you guys think that? So, Lou, I'll start with you because you can tell me if I'm right for saying words that you said or didn't say.
Yeah, I don't think that's a slippery slope, but I think it's the same. You know, words are words. But you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I'm speaking as a collector, a consumer, and my frustration. I think that's the better word. My frustration with this whole concept of, you know, a 4 selling like a 6 or a 7 is we have years of data where we've trusted these grades and there was ranges within these numbers for pricing. And I mean, years of data points and numbers and prices. That was great because if I went to a show, there was a place to start the dance, a place to start negotiating. Where it gets frustrating for me is people are so dead set. Like I'm not the biggest PSA grading SGC even. I just don't really care for it because I'm cool with it. Ungraded, graded, it doesn't matter. I just want the card. But people put so much time and energy and money into these grades. PSA sends that grade that card back with a grade that you disagree with. Now you're like FPSA. This is a 4, but you know what? It's so much better than a 4. Let's put a 6 price on it. If you put so much trust into the grader, why are we just going to ignore it? I go to a show, I see a 4, I want to pay a 4 price. I get it. If you want to put money into a card for the potential of investment, that's cool. But as a collector, it's frustrating because I want the card for what it's priced. Don't get me wrong. I appeal. There's a premium. But a premium doesn't mean 2x of what the 4 should be. And that's my frustration. It's like PSA is great when I agree with the grade that PSA assigned to it. PSA sucks. They got 20-year-olds grading cards because this is obviously not a 4. This is a 7. So, you know, that's the whole frustration. It's like it is or it ain't. Just tell me what it is so I could pay the price that it rightfully deserves. I would rather buy it ungraded. You know, I've been around cards all my life. I'm okay buying a card ungraded. And, you know, from there, because we've done that. Well, I've done that before with dealers where I buy ungraded cards and we come to an agreement. We're like, yeah, that looks like a 6. And then, you know, why, if we come to an agreement on an ungraded card as a 6, the years that we've been in the hobby will tell us, okay, a 6 is in this range. And then you can start off negotiating from that standpoint. So I didn't want to say it was like a slippery slope, but it's a frustrating topic and subject as a collector because I want to get baseball cards and I'm not able to do so because they're just starting off in crazy town. That's all.
Okay, well, I have a rebuttal for that, but I'm going to let you guys go because I think Greg's chomping at the seams.
Oh boy, I
to
could go
dive
for
into
2 hours.
Yeah,
I could
did
go
hear
for
it.
2 straight hours without anybody responding to me. I could go a long one on this one. The greatest gift in the history of sports card collecting came to us when PSA A started grading harder and B got inconsistent. Because what happened is we were literally chained to their grade. They were our masters and we did whatever they told us. We just followed along with whatever they said. And then what happened is they started grading harder because they started using new technologies. And then they started getting inconsistent because they were hiring so many people they couldn't keep up. So there were all these inconsistencies, and and then on YouTube, we started to share. We started to go, look at this versus this. This doesn't make any sense. And forever, what happened is we just did what they said. I was in cards heavy before grading. I was in cards heavy when grading entered. And now I'm in cards heavy after grading has been basically dispelled as this giant myth. I agree that what a grade does is it does provide something. It provides something, but it doesn't provide everything. And there are absolutely mistakes. It gives me some info. And the only reason that grading took off when it took off is because it happened at the exact same time as eBay. eBay is
Internet.
Cards are perfect for eBay. They're easy to ship. They're cheap to ship. Most of what you're buying is what you can see in a two-dimensional picture. And so the three-dimensional review from a grader filled in that gap, and then cards were able to explode. And what happened was they got inconsistent. They started grading tougher. And now we are no longer chained to their authority. We finally said, wait, we actually can disagree with them because we have so many examples in front of us of them being awful and them being wrong time and time and time again that we said, maybe it's just a guide instead of a law. And a law I have to follow, but a guide is a suggestion. It's now a suggestion. They did that to themselves, and that was a gift to all of us. I could go for another 2 hours, or I could stop there.
Yeah,
Well,
I can see it as a guide. I'm sorry. I can see it as a guide, but when you got people cracking and playing Russian roulette, saying maybe this grader will agree with me, and we see it all the time. They'll crack a 7 and comes back a 9. They're like, "Told you so."
But doesn't that prove that it's all a sham? That proves that it's a sham. If it wasn't a sham, that wouldn't happen, or it would rarely happen. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem with it is the difference between a 9 and a 10 is like 3x.
Yes.
So if the card goes from 1,000 to 4,000 because that's a 10 instead of a 9, that is such a sham that you could just send it in, and all of a sudden you only have to be right every once in a while in order to make your money back. The whole thing is a suggestion that for a long time people thought was the law. And the people that are buying the 10s still instead of the 9s, those are the people that haven't quite developed to the point to see, wait a second, these 9s and 10s are like the same thing. And sometimes the 9 is the 10, and sometimes the 10 is the 9. It's a sham.
Well, I mean, okay.
It's a guide. It provides some data, but it's certainly far from all of it.
I don't want to, Lou, I'm definitely not trying to gang up on you at all. But as a collector myself, seeing cards come down in value that aren't as good looking in the same grade should be a celebration for you. You should celebrate the fact that the eye appeal is commanding a higher price because the same grade on VCP is going to have such a huge gap that you can play with the low gap number down there and pick a lower eye appeal, a lower price.
Yeah, I think we're missing. We're on the same track. I think we're missing the point. My problem is the acquisition of the card. I'm cool with the card flying in price once I have the card, but
Lou, you're looking at it wrong. You're looking at it wrong. Here's how you're looking at it. You're saying, I want to buy the 4 for the 4 price.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to buy the 4 for the 4 price. But what you want to do is you want to buy the card that got a 6 that should have been an 8 for the 6 price. Like when you can find the card that's undergraded, that's the gift that they've given us. The gift is you can buy 8s for 6 prices. But you're looking at it as I have to pay 8 prices for a 6. No, you're buying 8s for 6 prices. So you have to focus on the card that's undergraded, and you got to buy that card. And if you could get it at the 6 comp, then you stole it. You stole it.
Yes and no. The only time I pay attention to the number is when I'm buying the card. If you're going to send the card in and get that number, then that's the number. That's where we're going to start the dance. That's where we're going to start the negotiations. That's business. I mean, I'm not if I
All
could
those
tell you all day. I
cars-
could tell you all day. My car outside is only got, it's never been in an accident. It's got low miles. But if it's an 86 Miata, it doesn't matter. That it is what it is. Blue Book is what it is. PSA fours are what they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's undergraded or not. I'm trying to get the car for the lowest number. That's, like I said, it's a frustration. Don't get me wrong. I pay premiums, but I'm not going to pay 2x for a car that's graded
But
what
you're
it
not
is.
paying. But you're not paying 2x. Okay. All right. Hold on. I want
It
to
just
get
depends on the
Petty.
card.
Let's go to Petty, and then we'll go to Joe because Petty just got here, and I want him to talk a little bit. And
Okay.
it's Darren's birthday out there. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Darren! Happy birthday. Oh yeah, I did know that because I watched
Happy
one of your
birthday.
Yeah, I was
videos.
gonna
I
say.
kind of wanted to hear from Joe because
Okay.
he's done it longer.
All right, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
All right. Well, this is a very complex question, and I appreciate it, Dylan. This is a very interesting, astute, heavy hitting question. I'm going to say it is.
Joe. That's what I do.
I'm going to say it is a slippery slope.
Thank you.
And
Throw his ass off.
I'm going to say it's a slippery slope for multiple reasons, but I'm going to start with Plato. In the Platonic cave, we look at the ideal
I love this guy.
thing, right? We look at the perfection. And if we were to think of grading in and of itself in the Platonic ideal, we would understand grading to notice things that maybe we don't notice and to hold, evaluatory, metrics to a highest standard. And so we might see something that has the itsiest bitsiest surface wrinkle in a 5 or a 4 or even a 3 and feel like, wow, this card looks near mint, but it actually has something going on with it that is not going to technically allow it to be graded a near mint card. So in that framework, we could say that it's a slippery slope because if graders are actually doing their job and they're trained and they're experienced and they know what they're looking at, they will evaluate a card in such a way that a 4 will be a 4 and a 5 will be a 5 and a 6 will be a 6. And therefore we will have some kind of accountability and or as Lou Rock's saying, a beginning of a conversation, right? He's not talking about the end all be all. We're just talking about the beginning of a conversation. Then we get into the realms of, eye appeal, which is, obviously, I think all of us would agree that eye appeal has its place and its, emergence in our collective discourse in the hobby. We're moving more and more into that realm. Some of that amounts to centering. Some of that amounts to registration, color saturation. There's a lot of things, and that's going to be contextual. That's going to be different for each and every collector, each and every eye. So yeah, I think it is a little bit of a slippery slope in so much as if you get too far over your skis with this idea that like the grade doesn't matter, and we assume that graders know what the hell they're doing, which again, let's put a big asterisk there. Let's put a big ass asterisk there. But if we assume that graders know what they're doing, we can at least be assured that on the technical level, we kind of know where we are. We know the bottom, we know the top, we kind of have a range. Yeah, thank you. I think it needs one more. I think it needs an extra. Yeah. But so that's why I would say it is a slippery slope because, I'm going on and on about all these, different contextualities. And if it was as simple as just the grade is the grade, or if it was as simple as like we've gotten out of control with the grade, then it wouldn't even be a conversation. So I think, it is a tiny bit more complicated than it used to be.
All right. I
Take
love
care,
it.
Greg. Greg,
Who
go
wants-
ahead.
just- Greg had his hand raised.
He did.
Hypothetically.
First of all, like I just said, it's not fair that Joe keeps using words that I missed on the SAT. That's not even
Oh,
cool.
fuck. He
Okay,
he
that's
uses
not.
words I never heard of.
I just
What did I
that
say?
he just says that to confuse us. But I will say this: I want to paraphrase, or not. I want to backtrack and say one thing. I am putting the way that I value cards on how other people collect. And so I understand it's like if you look at a diamond, under heavy magnification, there are imperfections that my naked eye wouldn't see. And some collectors might care about those imperfections with their cards. So that microscopic tiny little wrinkle or tiny little indent that keeps it from getting a 10 and it's just a 9, that might matter to certain people. Why it matters, I don't know, because I can't relate to that. But the explanation I just gave is through the lens in which how I collect, which is the enjoyment I get in looking at a card from the naked eye from a normal distance from my eyeballs. That is the way that I enjoy cards. Which ones bring me the most joy when looking at it just normally with my 46-year-old eyes? But I do agree with, some of the things that Joe was saying is there are microscopic things. There are some imperfections that might matter to some people that don't matter to me. So I shouldn't have put my core beliefs with what I like in a card out there as the law. So I'm looking at it through my lens of what I like in cards, not necessarily how somebody might look at a card through a jeweler's loop like our buddy Adam does.
All right. So I guess we're to me finally.
Yeah.
That's a long time to shut
That's the
me up
longest
after I've
you've
been
ever
drinking
been on a
fucking
show with
whiskey all
Knox.
night, especially with Joe. And I got these teachers, I got Lou. But, I have to agree, like 110 with Lou to an extent is that I'm starting to enjoy the lower grades more. And the reason I told Joe I wanted him to go first, because I know like he has a lot of lower graded cards that look like fucking 8s that are 3s. I wonder what he paid for them, because I don't want to pay a 7 price for a 3.
Thank you.
It's simple as that.
Yeah.
I would rather, for me, I would rather try to find a 3 that just looks like a 3.
Yeah.
Or a 5. Look, but I also do enjoy that hunt that is a 4 or a 3.5 that looks like a 7 for the right price. Now, if you're talking about a $200 card and you have to pay a 10% premium, let's say for a centered card, that's enough. I'm all in, because you're talking about $20 to $40. When you're looking at a $10,000 card and you have to pay, $3,000 or $4,000 extra for a card with high eye appeal, it's a little bit more difficult, because you also look at, because again, I would rather have that card for the grade.
Yeah.
I'd rather, if it was a 2, I don't need it to look like a 4. I want it to look like a 2, a nice 2, centered maybe a little bit with a little bit of back damage or something. But I kind of do appreciate what Lou's saying. And the guys, what you're finding today is you're finding a lot, like on eBay and things where we mostly shop.
The Wild Wild
You're
West out
fine,
there.
right? I mean, you're finding guys that are wanting to charge 6 or 7 prices for a 4, and I'm just not having it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can see.
I don't. Okay, so I'm gonna give my little rebuttal.
Okay.
Your second rebuttal, bro.
Second
Yeah.
rebuttal. The guy who made the smartest decisions in the hobby in the past was the guy who went out on a limb and did things that everyone else thought was crazy. And you know who that was? The guys that
You.
were buying...
That was fucking you. That's who did it.
No, the guy that was buying the highest grades in the past, because that people thought he was out of his mind for paying for those high grades. You're out of your mind. People thought he was crazy, going against what the market said all those years, like Lou Rock says, we have data. The guys went against the data. What's that guy's name who was buying cards from your dad, Greg?
Fogel? Was it Fogel?
Yeah, Marshall Fogel. Yeah.
Buying these 10s, okay? Way back in the day, just buying the number, going, I don't even care. I trust PSA. I'm buying the 10. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. They're paying $100,000 for this Mantle 1960 card where the market didn't demand that at that time. The market would have told you $30,000 was the right price. The guy's like, I don't care. I'm buying this. He ended up being the smartest guy in the room. And to me, that is what is going on now. Not that I'm the smartest guy in the room, but I'm seeing the guys making the smartest moves are the guys that are kicking the trend, kicking the number down the court. And I think that, where was it?
Well, the registry has a lot to do with that. Let's just face that.
I think you guys all overestimate. I think you guys all overestimate the registry.
No, the registry is a real thing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen? You can ask Rick, Flipper Rick. He's selling 1963 commons, PSA 8s for thousands of dollars.
I've always said that for commons, though. Yeah. But the registry is,
and they look like shit.
For other cards, they're not.
That's a funny thing.
For the commons.
Because they're the old holders. They're all old plastic. Yeah, it's non-recyclable plastic. But
the thing is, like, if I was going to pay a 6 price, I'm going to look for a PSA 6.
But you're not going to get a nice one. You're not going to get the nicest 6.
Cool, but
you won't.
I don't care if a 20-year-old misgraded it.
I call him Greg.
I think we're speaking the same language, Lou. Yeah. I'm not saying you should buy a 6 for an 8 price because it looks like an 8. What I'm saying is you should buy a 4 that looks like a 6 for a 4 price.
I agree 100%.
Or a 4 plus a small premium.
Yes.
If it's maybe a 10% premium, and I can pull some cards out right now. 100%. I can show you that I put at the top end of the comp for that grade.
Hey, Lou,
so my Walter Johnson
between you and me, these 3 fucking guys here have eyes that we've never discovered yet. I mean, these guys. They've been doing this for a long time. They know what they're doing. It's just
about the patience. It's you have to be patient for the right one. So if the card ranges from 2,000 to 2,500, and I can get a 3 that looks like a 5 for 2,500, then I killed it. So I'll pay at the top end of the comp or even a little over the comp for the card that looks way higher. So that's what I'm saying. I think we're saying the same thing. Yeah. I'm not suggesting buying a 4 that looks like a 6 for a 6 price. That's dumb. I'm not doing that.
Right. But I mean, like you said, we're on the same page. Yeah. I said that. There's data. There's a range. It's not like
there's data right there.
Yeah. You guys are your data. There he keeps bringing up his data
right
card.
there.
Yeah.
Data.
A PSA 6 isn't $100. There's ranges.
But
of course, I'll pay a premium for a nicely centered. I'm just not paying like. If you've been on eBay recently, it's the Wild Wild West out there.
No,
it's freaking bananas the prices people are putting on there. And I will put in a strong offer on cards, and people are just like, they'll take the $50 off. I'm like, bro, you're still way above where it needs to be.
But they're not. They're way above today's prices, but they're not above the future prices.
Bro,
that's
I can't set a record. I can't set a record for every card.
Yeah.
It's like you have so many cards. It's like maybe I'll go on a limb for a card that I really love, like a Willie Mays 1956. I'll pay a little bit more or something like that. Well, here's a perfect example. When I was from Ash, he sold me a Ted Williams 1939 in a 2. And his big sales pitch, Ash, is you can crack it out and get a 4, no problem. Well, I'm not cracking the fucking thing out, buddy. But he wants 4 prices, so I need to negotiate it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful card, and I love the card, but I will never reap that benefit. I will reap it by the enjoyment of the card and how it's a beautiful card and how it's nicer than any 4 I could probably buy for the same price or maybe a little bit more. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, but I can't do that for my entire collection. You've got to make choices along the way. I can't have 50-50 centering on every card and have but I have 800. I have 800 choices. Dylan started out also. I thought I would never go down the path that you went. This was 3 years ago. You went down this path. And four
it's been
years ago when you
frustrating, huh?
started out. And I mean, it was a great path to go down at that time. And you probably made a lot of great deals, especially getting rid of all the 7s and 8s and all the bullshit that looked like crap or stuff that you always, even when you bought it, you never liked it. But when we get hooked or when we're in the buying mode, and we like those mail days and you're building your collection, these are the cards you're going to get. You're going to get 6s and 7s that are a little off center, that with sharp corners, that still have a great eye appeal, but maybe they're not perfectly centered. And there's got to be a happy medium for all of it, and it's for you as the collector to figure out what's the best for you.
Yeah.
And what your tolerances are. And I mean, these two fucking teachers up here in the corner, and I see two of them already have their hands up. And I mean, between Joe and Greg, I mean, this is why I love Greg and Darren, because I mean,
I
these
say
guys
4
are as
against
anal.
1.
These guys
Greg-
are as anal. They've
me
got
and Greg are on the
eyes
same
like I
page.
don't have.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Lou and I are on the same page 100%.
We all are. As
It's
And
like
to be
Dylan.
fair, I mean, Lou knows I've been sending the photos of the cards I've been picking up lately. They're all way off centered.
Yeah.
Like
Someone-
Bullshit. You're not picking up any off center.
Oh,
Bro.
way
He
off
has
centered.
been.
Like
He has been.
What? Yeah, I
It's-
haven't
completely
seen.
off centered.
It's a frustrating road, this centering game he's been on. It's a frustrating
How about
road.
Joe? When's the last time you picked off a card that was 60-40?
Joe's been buying fire lately.
Joe was like the guy buying the cards that looked like you could just buy any card, and now he's like done the full 180 and
Yeah.
buying
I
the
think
best
so. I
looking
guess
card
we
in the
all
world.
are to some extent. I mean, we all are doing that to some extent. I think it's a good thing for our
I
group.
want to throw one thing out there. I think this is important. There are certain dealers that they price their cards based on the grade. And that's why some of their cards collect dust. And that's why some of the times you can get a great deal from those dealers. Because if it's a high eye appeal or a low eye appeal, they price it for the grade. And there are other dealers. And I don't even want to start saying which ones are which, but you guys know. I mean, at Strongsville, you can go, that's a guy that does it by the grade. That's a guy who does it by the eye. And what you do is you go to the guys. I mean, if you look at who I buy from 2 or 3 main dealers because they price by the grade. And once you know that, you go to their cases, you find the highest eye appeal cards, and you're going to get them at that grade. There are other dealers who price their stuff based on the eye appeal. I don't buy from them because they charge too much for the nice looking stuff.
Yeah.
Well
you got to
said.
get to know who's selling what. There's certain
And I
places
think we've
to
all
buy.
learned. I think we've all learned at this point too. There's really no hurry, especially when it comes to most our everyday 60s, 70s, 50s cards. I'm willing to take a card that's 90-10 on a 1922 Ruth, or a rare Wagner or something like that, if I can get a good deal on it. But on the 50s and 60s, and like Dylan says, like, why should we settle for a card that's not, I mean, 55-45, let's say, or what happens is you think it's centered, you think it's 50-50, you get it and it's 50, it's 55-45, and that's okay. That's a beautiful card for
Just
the price.
because my wife settled doesn't mean I did, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
AOC,
Joe
bro.
hasn't
AOC.
talked in like 45 minutes. Joe, what are you thinking, Joe?
Well, I mean, I'm a walking contradiction. I think it's a slippery slope, and I'm sliding down it. Because it's slippery. If it reminds me actually of a drop Greg did about what, not that I'm like wanting to sell off my prized, collection pieces, but you might come back around someday and need to liquidate, and then you're in, because it's not 10%, guys. That's what I was going to say. Is it's not 10%.
40%.
It's more like 30 to 40 sometimes. Yeah.
Well,
So
that's rough.
then where
Not
are
with
you?
everyone, not with every dealer.
No, not every, but a lot.
Online, eBay,
Dylan has
Fanatics,
brainwashed everybody.
you're paying
So,
big
like
money
Joe
for
said, though, it's our job to try to find it
Yeah.
for as the best price that we can, the best, and then it's up to you. Do you make that decision? And I think patience plays such a part of it. And you
Patience
guys,
can suck it,
I
Mike.
mean, look, they
Nobody
don't
cares.
call.
No, everyone talks about patience. Is there anyone patient in this whole hobby? No one.
Again, with the
Um,
frustration,
Tomorrow.
I have
Dude,
no
my
patience. That's why
nickname,
it's
my
frustrating.
nickname has been Eddie Impatient my entire life.
Yeah.
As you get older, you do get more patience, and I feel that I have all the patience I need. But when baseball cards are concerned, it's tough.
Patience
No
can
wait.
suck it. I say
All
it
right.
all the time. Can suck it.
All right. 4 against 1. Move on. Next
All right.
question.
All right. Are you guys?
That was
Are
a
you
great
guys?
segment.
You guys good for another segment?
That was a
or you
good
guys
question.
gotta go to
Yeah.
For me, I
Yeah, I
got
don't
all
need
night for
sleep.
you,
I don't need
Dylan.
sleep tomorrow for work. Let's go.
What type of question would you guys appreciate? Would you guys like a card favorite type, or would you guys like more like theoretical?
This is
situation
your
like we
show,
discussed?
bro. You
Well,
pick.
I'm
Keep it
asking you
going.
guys.
You're
You
the
got us on
producer.
the-
All right,
Produce.
all right, all right, all right.
I got
Here we
nothing.
go.
I got nothing.
I had a question for you guys. This ties into the last question, but it's also fun. Do you have any strict rules for your collection going into 2026? All right,
Strict
you guys want me to start because you guys are speechless.
Go ahead.
First time this group has been speechless.
It's your show.
All right, so for me,
Yeah, give me some.
I do have strict rules. I have passed the point of just, because you guys saw, since I've been on YouTube, before YouTube, collecting in obscurity, collecting by myself, never knew all this other wisdom that people were bringing in and all this other like things. It was like, I like the card, I buy the card, put it in my collection. Didn't think about putting cards together, didn't think about putting sets together in what do you call it, a flight collection or something, Joe? Like, I never thought of all these crazy random rules. So since YouTube over the last 3 years, I have definitely completely morphed my collection. And Petty, I've been into modern cards since I started buying Trouts, after the huge boom and then the crash came down. That's when I started buying them. Then
Which is great.
Trouts. I got into Judges, and I really fell in love with the modern hobby. But I made all these creations, these new collections, and these new things. And lately I've been thinking, do I close one down, because I can't just buy cards forever, right? Like, I did my sell my cards thing. I sold 500 plus graded 7s and 8s, and I funded all my centering kick and then a lot of my modern stuff. And now I'm going, where do I go? Because I don't have a card budget per se. I don't have just unlimited money. And when I buy a card, I want it to fit so many places. So my going into 2026 is I have very strict rules. Over the this last month, I've purchased 2 cards in the last 20 something days. And before that, I purchased 6 cards in the prior month. I sold over 100. And I'm not trying to make my collection smaller, not at all. I'm just trying to keep it the same size, but I'm trying to make every card be a forever card and fit into this really deep, meaningful collection that when I grab my Mickey Mantle binder and I go through it, where everyone else thinks I might be crazy, I can look at that binder every day and just get the feels and get that emotional connection to these cards. So
Absolutely.
To me, my rules for 2026 is don't buy a card unless it fits in one of your collections to a T. And if I have cards in my collection that I can relinquish to accomplish that goal quicker, I will deem that so. And I will judge a card that comes in versus the cards that I have in my collection. So it's like trading. I don't deem it as selling. I'm like a kid when I'm like a kid again. And when I sell a card, it's basically trading. So I'm looking at my collection in a different light this year than I ever have in my whole life. So that's where I'm headed. So who's got their hand raised first? Ready, set, go.
Go ahead, Lou. No, you go, Lou.
I'll be quick. Rules aren't fun. I mean, the only real rule I have is registration. Does the card speak to me? But really, I mean, I'll collect Clemente. I'll collect Yankees. I'll collect Hall of Fame rookie cards. I'll go whichever where my collection takes me. I don't. If I pigeonhole myself, that's where it could get real frustrating. If I pigeonhole, I'm just going to focus on my Clemente run, getting cons or bazookas. It gets frustrating. I'm just going to get Yankee judges. That gets frustrating. I like the journey. There's no ending to it. I like the journey. Sometimes I'll go to a card show looking for a certain card. I can't find it. Guess what? I'm going to hit the value box. Sometimes I go to a show, think I'm going to be in the dollar box, and I'm coming home with a nice Hall of Fame rookie card. So the only real rule I have is, does the card look good? Registration has always been important to me. It's key. But aside from that, no real rules.
All right. Well, I like that, Lou. I kind of I figured that out of you. You're a rule breaker. No rules, because making rules is you don't want to break.
I got enough rules in my life. I got enough rules in my life where everything's very strict and is really black and white. So when it comes to my hobby, I don't want to put myself in a box. Don't put Lou in a corner.
Okay, hold on. Before I move on to the next one, there was, an impulse buy on here was very critical to my collection. I have this ET card. It's my favorite scene of all time in ET. My favorite movie of all time, pretty much. It's the most scariest movie of all time. Well, he's drinking Coors Lights, which I watched him drink Coors Lights my whole life growing up. This is the scene that ET's watching TV getting wasted. And the card I bought tonight is signed by Elliot, who was getting wasted at the same time at school while this scene was being filmed. There was the same moment in the film. They go back and forth while ET's getting drunk. So
E.T. Park
my
is 1/4 mile from me that way.
That's mind-blowing.
E.T. Park, where that was filmed. Yep.
So I defending my impulsiveness really does fit my collection. Thanks.
I love it.
Greg, you're up.
Well, first of all, let me say, Petty, Lucy's team plays on Saturday, and if they win, then her next game's in Mission Viejo. So
I'll be there.
If I drive, I might at least pit stop at the Petty household. So,
well, dude, I'll come out there because that's probably 45 minutes on a good day.
You know who
no
lives
traffic?
in Mission Viejo is Dave Bauer.
Dave.
Yeah.
But that'd be great. I would love to if that happens.
So I'll keep you guys posted.
Love to.
I literally wrote down my rule because since I wrote it down, I have forgotten it twice. And then I look down and I go, that's what it was. So that's where I'm at in life is I have to write stuff down.
Yeah, at a tender age,
my club.
Yeah.
The club.
So I won't buy, and some people will not like what I'm about to say, but I won't buy a card in a Beckett slab, and I won't buy a card in a CGC slab. And it's not because I don't believe in those companies. It's not that I don't think they know what they're doing. It's that the card community doesn't overwhelmingly believe in those companies. And because of that, I always have an exit strategy. Whenever I make any decision, I want to have an exit plan just in case, because you never know. And if I buy a card in a BVG slab that I like, I don't really have an exit strategy because there are enough people who won't buy that card that I might get stuck. So I don't buy cards to sell, but I do buy cards knowing that at some point they will be sold by me or people I care about. So I want to buy cards that are going to be as liquid and have as high a value as possible on the resale market. And to be totally honest with you, with some of the stuff going on with SGC and as quickly as they are nosediving, if I have a choice, I would rather not go SGC. Now, if it's a card that I love the card and it just is beautiful. It's hard to find that card, but the right one is in an SGC. I will still buy SGC, but I'm starting to get a little bit twitchy about it personally. So
you know me, I'm not buying any more SGCs. Period.
So 2026,
I bought my last one.
2026, I would be shocked if you saw me buy a Beckett slabbed card or a CGC slabbed card.
Let me show you my only Beckett left. Dylan, you want to put that up?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I know we're getting older, but we all trust our eyes. Like if you see a card and you
this is where
examine
I
the
trust
card,
my eyes on this.
Well,
And look, I like the subgrades.
yeah, but
You know,
yeah, that's the subgrades were always. But I'm just asking Greg. I'm like, if you see a card, you just because of the slab, you're just not going to touch it. You can always crack it.
no,
I mean,
I'm not cracking. Why do I?
No. I'm not talking about the man. I'm not talking about your
I'm just
51.
saying. I'm just saying that. Like, why would you want to?
I'll answer that in a sec.
I'm just talking
I had
about
to show that.
his Greg's hard rule because you can get a deal on a Beckett, crack it.
I want to answer you because it's a great question. If it's a beautiful card and it's a great deal and it's super cheap and it's underpriced for how beautiful the card is, I don't trust right now. I don't trust the way that they're measuring cards anymore.
Me neither.
At PSA or SGC. So if it's a card that eventually I would want slabbed just because it's got a value to the point where it should be in a slab, I don't trust that even if the card isn't trimmed or isn't min size.
Like I'm not going to be the guy that takes this out of this slab.
Right.
It's too nice. And the way
if he takes that card,
if
he takes that card and he tries to cross it at PSA, they're going to give it a 3, even though it's a 5.
Right.
They'll give it a 3 because it's in a Beckett holder,
and that's
or they're going to say it's min sized. And
but I
don't want to deal with that.
I probably only have 5,000 into this card, and it's probably I wouldn't sell it for less than 40 to 50 grand.
Yeah, a card of that stature, I would never crack it. I'm just talking about, we go to a card show and you see, a 59 Gibby. Nice card, but
the problem though, Lou, is so many cards were cut. They weren't. If you got 1,000 packs of current cards and you stacked them up next to each other, it's a perfect flat edge. But back then they were jagged. They were all slightly different. It was inferior cutting processes. And so what happens is now they're just giving min size out if they think the card is sharp. I don't want to deal with that.
I'm going to show a couple cards on next Tuesday on my odd couple with Tony. I see him on there right now. I have a couple min size from SGC that I don't know what caused. I paid for them, like as if they like the way they looked. I didn't pay low prices for them. But I said, I just want to try a little experiment and take him over to Burbank Cards. And I missed Joe when you were down there. But back in July, I sent these in, and their 30-day program came right in. 30 business days came right in 9 months later. 30 business days equals 9 months. And they were graded. So why in the hell when they fit in those SGC they fit in the SGC slab. Now, Dylan, if you crack that out and you send it to PSA, you're going to get a grade.
Probably at some point.
No, not
enough
probably.
Times, right?
I sent 3 and they all got graded. With PSA. So you're going to see on our next show how they all got graded. But like this one, I just like it too much, and I really like the subgrades because it tells the card centering 9, edges 6, which they are, corners 4.5, surface 7 equals a 5. But nobody's going to look at that and say that's a 5. But you know what? I'll let that go to auction and let other collectors deal with it and let them say, "Oh, that could be a 5 PSA. Let me bid it up and let them bid it up to the sky."
The whole min size is something you could just chalk up to another frustration with PSA. If there's no evidence, if there's no evidence of trimming, then the whole min size. I don't know if the minimum size they're using is for the modern card and they're just applying that to a vintage card, but they should know the process.
I think it started with SGC, and the thing you can tell by SGC when it's tight
Yeah.
in their holders, and it's got not even a fraction of a speck to move. Like, it's not fucking men's size.
Yeah.
I
It
know.
says minimum size not met. You measure it, and it's perfect. What are you eating now, Joe? Yogurt?
Looks like cereal.
He's eating that
Lucky
shark.
Charms.
He's eating that shark fin.
It's fucking 8 o'clock at night. I mean,
He's got
what do
a
you
bucket
do?
of chum over there.
11 o'clock over here. I'm about to sign off. Ask one more question. I gotta go.
Okay,
It's-
are you guys ready
Oh,
for
come on,
one
you're
more
not-
question?
I gotta wake up
Oh.
at 4:30. I gotta wake up at 4:30, homie. I gotta wake. It's 11 o'clock here.
I'm having
Joe
too
never
much
got
fun.
to answer, Dylan.
Let Joe.
Oh, my bad.
I'll make
What was
it
the
quick.
question?
I'll make it quick.
I don't even remember what the question was.
What is the rule for this year?
Moving
Oh,
forward,
yeah, 2024.
I wrote it down so I
2026
know.
rules.
with a little bit of Lou Rock, like I don't like rules.
Yep.
My general direction is only cards featuring players that I think will have historical significance.
Icons.
So that's
I
it.
love it.
We
Go.
can move on. We can
No,
move on.
it's pretty easy. And the same for me. I mean, I have 800 graded cards or less. I'm about 780 now. And I think I'm just going to, I have a couple cards left in my collection I'm looking to plug in. Other than that, I've got my collection. So,
Yeah,
and I looked to try to see what I could sell next year. I started going through it last night and I'm flipping through it and going, no, 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 no. I just can't sell shit. So I don't think I'm selling. I'm not doing dick.
Yeah, Dylan and I had this conversation before. Like, type of card collector are you? Iconic. We love the iconic cards, man.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Bowman and Tops. Give me the iconic. Give me the iconic stuff, man.
Well,
Yeah,
that
I mean,
is
so whatever.
that's an
whatever
excellent
comes.
question. I'm going to go off the cuff here. and
Oh
answer
snap!
Rob's
Because we
question,
haven't been
right?
doing that all
We
night.
got off the cuff stuff. Is how we do it over here.
Yeah, we've been very disciplined so far.
Now, yeah, so disciplined. We're buying E.T. Elliott cards, autographed.
Yeah.
Online. All right. Here's the question for you guys. So, all this hype about all these super hard
Rare.
oddball cards to find, they've been going skyrocketing in value. And I'm over here raising my hand going, you guys are forgetting all the top centered cards have been skyrocketing in value. Don't forget, they are not left in dust over here. That's been a good move too, which is iconic in quotes. Tops is iconic. So to me, what is your favorite thing to collect? Is it iconic looking baseball cards or basketball cards for Joe? Even though basketball is just doesn't make sense in my brain for fun to watch.
Because you're 5'3", bro.
No, I know.
Dude,
I always have
love,
a mental.
I love
I always have a
basketball
mental.
cards.
I always football, basketball because they don't let short people play. It's just like those sports have always been like, are they even sports? You have to just be a certain size to play them. What is the purpose in a sport that you have to be a certain size? So I always just cut those from my life because they weren't fair to my human existence. So yes, what is more important in the hobby in the future? Is it iconic or is it rarity? Is it a combination of both? What's the deal here? To me,
You just changed the question though.
Yeah.
okay.
What's
So the
the
question is, what's going to be more important in the future of the hobby? And obviously that has to do with prices. Is it going to be the iconic cards or is it going to be the scarce, hard to find cards? And we're talking vintage only. Forget modern, forget numbered, different conversation. Vintage only. Is it the bread cards? Is it the cards that no one knows about, never saw in their life, and they're learning about them because they found YouTube and now all of a sudden they're intrigued by them? Or are they the iconic cards that we saw growing up as a kid, going to a local card show, looking at the Beckett magazines, looking at all the different magazines? What is going to be the future of the card hobby? Who's going first?
I could go first.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I mean, I think for me, it's a little of both. It's a little of all of that. I mean, I think that if we find ourselves in an economic downturn, that the high end, your Babe Ruths, your Wagner, I mean, those things are always going to be ebb and flow towards the top of the food chain, no matter what, because you just have that echelon of people with money that are just going to feed that flame. And that's where I see, there's less volatility. Will there be a drop? Sure. I mean, it's always going to go up and down, up and down. Nothing goes up forever. And selling something when it needs to be sold, it's just it's a roll of the dice, all in all. And because we're not shill bidders, we're not trying to game the system. We're not going to send it into a choir and a couple of crooks to try to get the most money that we possibly can to sell that card. It's likely going to be sold off by us as collectors when we're older, or when our families sell it off. And so we won't know how much we get for it. What is that? Is that a Jordan?
Spud.
This is a
Except-
short guy who
Spud
didn't
well.
eliminate the sport from his
Well,
life.
well, you
Dylan.
mentioned
That's
about
what
basketball.
I love.
But
I love that.
another one of my pure joys was basketball. I was collecting tall boys in '69 and '70 and all the basketball cards. I love that, and I was tiny Nate Archibald, 200-pound, 5-foot guy with clicking his heels, shooting baskets every night, and I loved playing against my basketball friends that were 6'5", and they think that they could go after me. They go this, and I'll cut them. I don't care. Lou, I'll cut them. I'll cut them right down.
Yeah.
And when they go around me, they think, oh, you're a fat, short kid. No, you're going to go that way, and you're going to get a knee, and you're going to go down. And that's all there was to it. And then you're going to get me the outside shot. I'm going to get free, and I'm going to shoot. And that's the way we played back in the day. And I love the sport. I just think the sport's changed so much. It's really hard for me to watch. And then you got these guys that are like Wemby. People love Wemby and Wembley, for a good reason. This guy, I mean, and what I really liked about him this year, that guy, he's calling for the ball. Like he wants 50 points a night. He comes around the lane, he dunks without jumping.
Yeah.
He's growing, but the guy's got trombonitis, and he's gonna go down. So I mean, the poor guy's got no future. People are spending all that money. Caitlin Clark spending 500 grand on her.
I
And
don't get that.
Look at, she can't handle the 300-pound lesbians hanging on her all game. I mean, she could only shoot so many. She only played 10 games last year, and she was bad.
Yeah.
So like she's a great player and a revolutionary talent and all this, but I mean, basketball to me is just done. This love Lulu, his mom signing $300,000, 300,000
Luka.
cards.
Yeah.
Lulu, yeah, Luca, and he's a good player, but they just don't capture the imagination like Wilt and Bird and Magic. And I don't know, these guys were larger. Dr. J, they were larger than life. Oscar Robertson. I mean, who cares about Ja Moran? I don't care about him. Do you? He's a good player. Do I care about Klay Thompson? No. LeBron, he's a good player. Is he ever going to be, he's not Michael Jordan. Let's just say that. Kobe, he was exceptional, and he died early. So that's also a story. But that's just for me. I mean, I have a few basketball cards, and I love the sport, and I loved I love hockey cards when I was a kid. That was another one of my passions. So anyway, Lou, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's just simple. Goats and icons are just make the world go round, keeps the hobby going. It's like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, those people are going to be collecting Judge and Ohtani.
Mhm.
People who collect and people who are getting into the vintage now, people who are collecting, since COVID, and now they're tired of, they want a new thing in the hobby. They're looking at the goats. They're looking at Mantle and Mays. Their pockets are a little bit deeper. Ruth and Garrick and Joey D. They're looking at the icons. I think when it comes into the rarity factor, or like the food issues, like the bond bread, the cons, it's for the more seasoned collector. the more seasoned collector looking for a challenge, looking to continue the collecting, to pique their interest. But at the end of the day, what keeps the hobby going, the money flowing, is going to be the goats. And
Yeah,
that's simple.
yeah. There's just. Do they even have set collecting now?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Well, that's
Moynihan's been
dead.
buying a bunch of sets.
But I mean, no, I'm talking maybe the older sets.
Yeah.
That's still okay. But I mean, right now,
You can't collect the
you don't
set today.
you don't collect sets. I mean, there's no like so after 2003 or whatever date there was, there's no more sets. So like either you go back in time or you're just you collect the players you like, the players you watched. I also think that as you get older, people are driven. Yeah, they're driven to things like this, to older things. I mean, I think as you get older, you're driven to older
Yeah.
That's a
things.
set right there.
But you could go to like
Sick.
to 10 collectors. They're gonna be like, I want a 54 Aaron, I want a 39 DiMaggio, 39 Teddy Ball game. They're going a 49 page. They want the goats, the
Well, that's a
icon.
card that just everybody can't get either, and that's almost like a card that you pass down from generation to
Mhm.
generation. You know, and like I see here,
Or your
Timmy says
godson
Curry.
sells it.
Curry, I mean Curry, he did change the game. I mean, I've never seen a player like him. It's a 3-point game. That is the game today. You travel, you throw 40, 50,
Yeah.
60 pointers. It's run and gun.
Yeah.
But it's a bore because a guy that hits 4 out of 10 shots is the best player that ever lived. Don't now you can't the Olympics, for instance, was if that wasn't the most exciting Olympics with that group with wasn't it Durant and LeBron
And who
and
carried
what's
him? Who
and
carried him?
Curry.
Yep.
I mean, in the end, and it was just beautiful to watch. And that was the first time that I think I really enjoyed basketball again. And you're talking to a guy that went to 20 Laker games a day at the Forum, or a year at the Forum.
Bob Boozle, dude.
Oh,
That
he's
guy
still here.
kills. Bob Boozle kills me. He says, "I just want to listen to gentle Death Row Records music in a nursing home."
He's good.
Oh, fuck me. Me too. I just want to listen to Tom Petty in a nursing home, and I don't care. I'll die happy.
My response to the question, which some of you may have forgotten the question, but the question is more rarity or more iconic? And once again, Petty was right. It's both. It's not one or the other. It's the combination. It's the calibration of how can you find the iconic and yet like a little bit off the beaten path, something that's not necessarily just and when I say iconic, I'm talking about player, not necessarily issue, right? There's a difference between the issue and the athlete being featured. So I would go in the direction of both, and I'll take my response off air. Thank you, everybody.
You're not going anywhere. No. So here's the deal. Iconic cards will always have demand because they're iconic. But if you look at a rich person, rich people drive Lamborghinis, not because they want a Lamborghini and they want to be uncomfortable and sit low and have a hard time seeing over the dash. They want to drive a Lamborghini because you can't drive a Lamborghini and you can't have one of those. So a wealthy person wants an iconic card, but a wealthy person wants a card that you can't have because they've got it and you don't. And that's the separator. That's the envy part of it. And so I agree that iconic cards are more stable. Like Roberto Clemente rookie card, always going to have demand. Nolan Ryan rookie card, always going to have demand. There's lots of them. There will always be a good amount of demand for those cards. They're not going to go crazy up. They're not going to go crazy down. They're very stable. It's like buying, GM stock. They're not going to go crazy. But the cards that are rare, all it takes is two rich suitors. And two rich suitors will drive that price to the moon. And so,
like that card with the Kobe and the Jordan. I mean, you
yeah.
had Shine and Wonder
Wonderful.
Shine. They
Yeah.
were bidding against each other, and they bid themselves right up into the best price ever.
So I think rarity is the thing that has the highest potential, but I think that iconic is the most stable and will always have demand. If there's only one guy that wants that Cons Wieners Jim Brown card, then it's not going to go for very much. And there might not be more than 20 people that want that card.
But you could
But
always send it into Probstein and get a good price for it.
They would find a way to find a second bidder for sure.
Hey guys, this has been a lot of fun.
That's it. I'll end it, Lou. I'll end
You
it.
hung
No,
with
no,
us
no,
so
you guys
long,
keep
We're
it on,
ending
keep
it.
it going.
We're
I'll
ending it
watch
'cause-
it. Hopefully,
we're
I can
ending
watch it later. But
My
I
wife-
really got to work.
Hey,
I got to
give-
go work tomorrow, so
Happy Thanksgiving, you,
Hey,
Lou. We love
Be
you.
safe, Lou. Be safe, bud.
I appreciate
Lou.
that. Happy Thanksgiving. Love y'all. I'll be back.
Later, bro. Hey, I'm gonna let you all go too. That was epic fun. My
I
wife
love that guy.
peeked her head over the corner. I'm like, all right, time to
Oh,
go. Hey, that was an absolute blast. Thank you guys. And I appreciate you guys. Seriously, Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for you guys. Absolutely. That was really fun. This is exactly what I wanted to do, hang out with my friends and talk about cards. I'm not worried about how many people are watching. I'm worried about all the guys, our friends in the chat talking and you guys talking. And that's for me. I really like doing these lives. I've realized a lot.
live shows
so
are my
fun.
ultimate favorite, without a
Yeah.
doubt. And you always have a great live show. And Joe, what you do with Jeremy is like it is over the top. I mean, that we got to meet you through that show. And Greg, you know how I feel about you. I mean, I just love you. And that's all I can tell. I'm so glad that we all hooked up together. And tonight, especially, I give thanks. For a lot of things, but especially my friends in the hobby and you guys are, you three are some of the best. So thanks for being there.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
Last
thanks for
question.
inviting me.
Last question for you guys. Not what do we call this? I'll take this from Chris Hoge and his podcast fellows. I really do like how they ask, what do we call this show? So when I rename it, what do I rename this episode today?
Oh boy.
Oh, it's the two teachers.
In the
Slippery
chat too. What do we name it?
Slippery
That's a
slope.
good, yeah. Oh, slippery slope.
That's pretty good.
The slippery slope of sports cards.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Done. I don't have to say. We don't have to say anymore. That's sold. Done. All right.
Just
right.
happy to be
Thanks-
here with you guys.
Thanks for the invite,
Thanks,
Dylan. I always
buddy.
have fun hanging with you guys.
Love you all.
Thanks,
That was
Joe, a
epic.
pleasure,
Likewise.
Joe.
Great.
Greg.
Thanks for that.
Love you,
Freaking
buddy.
E.T. Elliott
Thanks.
card. That thing is
Love you guys,
sick,
too.
bro.
That
That's
is sick,
insane.
dude. That
So
is sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to you guys
Dylan.
later.
I'm
Later,
out.
guys.
Peace, love.
Bye.
Take care.